TCNP, TNCP.
I can't read and I can't spell, so I don't know what you're going on about.
If you're a cornholio, would you want TB for your bunghole or condom for your bunghole?
I feel like this is a trick question.
Can we agree that...
I'm just trying to answer it.
Can we agree that Let Me Go might be the wackest diss song name of all time?
It was whack.
And I love Bone Thugs.
Me too.
But...
Yeah, East 1999 is a classic.
But...
And they have other dope albums too. But East 1999...
But Let Me Go.
Let Me Go was whack.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't see the other video, but I heard on the Joe Button podcast they were talking about the Busy Bone put up like a...
Oh, I seen that.
You seen the video?
It's funny. It's weird. He sits there. Because originally I was going to take... Because like I was saying earlier, right? I've started posting some people's Facebook lives because I'm like, well, this isn't copyrighted content. Yeah. So I was going to do like a history of the Bone Thug beef with Migos and post all the live feeds. But once I realized how many live feeds these people have made, and it's mostly the Migos, mostly Bone Thugs at the Migos. Like Busy Bones made 3 videos. Lazy Bones made at least 3. They're like, you know what I mean? Like,
is it just those 2?
Yeah, I think they're the only 2 Bone Thugs that have really approached it. The fucking musket video is pretty funny, but like it's weird. He is sitting there wrapping it around his neck and doing weird things with it. Yeah. Like, but after I watched all the videos, I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't even have the mental capacity to like to dissect the best shit from all this and make like a montage of it. I'm like, fuck it. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
That's how like fucked it is. Like,
but like, yeah, the Migos said they were the best group of all time.
Which, like, I mean, they're not.
They're not.
Especially when you say the best group of all time, because there's mad
all
groups
time.
Before even hip hop existed that were better than.
Now, if you want to look at just numbers and like, if they said currently, and just looked at numbers.
Yeah, like they're the hottest group out right now.
Yeah, they're the hottest group out. But like, what groups are out?
That's the thing. Groups aren't really big right now.
Yeah.
But like, I'd rather listen to Griselda. Like Benny and Conway and Westside Gun.
Yeah.
You know, their crew.
Okay.
I'd rather listen to them. No disrespect. But yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't disagree. Like, you're supposed to feel like that. But at the same time, like, if you're going to come out and say a blanket statement like that, like, I can't be mad at Bone Thugs for coming out and saying different, because I mean, realistically, Bone Thugs the only rap group to ever work with Biggie and Pac, and like Jada said, the 50 real and songs Easy. Are big, no made up shit. Like and Easy, yeah.
Because Method Man had done with Biggie and Pac.
The only thing with Method Man's though,
but he didn't do one with Easy.
The song with Pac wasn't a real song with Pac.
No, it wasn't. It was
for the Dog Pound album, and it got given. Yeah. And they cut Inspector Deck off the song, who had a fire verse. So,
well, we don't know.
Yeah, it's out. You can hear it.
No.
Yeah.
We gotta listen to that after here.
Yeah, the original version, like Deck's verse is out. Like, you can hear it. Like, there's leaked versions.
On YouTube and shit?
Yeah, like the original version of California Love with Dre with his 2 verses. Yeah, like the same thing. I heard that. Like, that's out. Yeah.
And the Zoom.
Yeah, you showed me that. Yeah. I didn't even know that existed, so you showed me it. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play me that Inspector Deck verse. Because like,
it's dope. It's a dope verse.
Okay, I want to hear that for sure.
I don't know why, personally, they cut him off. I mean, except for like clout, but I mean, realistically, what would an extra? Because I think he only has like 8 bars. Maybe it's a 16, but either way, like,
okay,
it wouldn't have hurt. And he's at the end of the song. I don't know why. Like, what's the point of cutting him out? But either way,
yeah, but okay,
because Meth only seen Pac, I think, in real life once. As far as
I think I seen an interview and he said something like that.
Like the one time he seen Pac or met Pac, yeah. So I mean,
but hold on. So Method Man had to Bring the Pain.
Yeah.
And then Pac had No More Pain, which
Pain.
No More Pain.
It's called Pain.
He had another song called Pain. He had No More Pain.
Oh, what's that on? Me Against the World, or?
I think it was All Eyes on Me.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
But yeah,
Pac repeated the same sentiments a lot.
Yeah. But he I almost thought when I heard the song, I thought, oh, Pac's a Method Man fan.
I think Pac was a Method Man fan.
Yeah.
I think a lot of rappers in the early 90s were Method Man fans.
Oh, for sure.
There's a reason why Meth put out the first solo album of the whole group, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, aside from Jizzazz Genius and Rizzazz Prince Rakeem, but yeah. I mean, Meth was dope. Meth been dope. He's still dope. Meth is one of the few MCs who, through time, actually gets better.
Okay, so we're getting off topic. The Bone Thugs and Migos. Who do you think is the best member of Bone Thugs? You want to know mine?
That's a hard question, but
I say Crazy.
I was gonna say it's either Crazy or Busy, but
Busy would probably be second. Yeah, but I think Crazy is definitely.
Yeah, I might give it to Crazy.
The standout one.
And you know what? The thing about Crazy too is,
I think Busy is actually more, like they said this on the Joe Budden podcast, but I agree with them. I think Busy might be more crazy than Crazy.
Yeah, no, I think Busy's probably the craziest.
Yeah.
To pull out a fucking 1930s fucking World War II musket on video and play with it all like that, you got to be a next level of kind of you know what I mean? You're playing a Tekashi 6ix9ine troll game, but and if you watch the video, it's not you know how when Royce pulled the rocket launcher on Benzino, you know that video?
No, I don't know.
Well, it's not on Benzino, but he's talking about Benzino, and he pulls. It's like a webcam in the early 2000s. He pulls a rocket launcher out, which to me personally, and it's no disrespect, but I always just figured it was fake. Yeah. I don't think Royce is really rolling around with a rocket launcher, and if you are, pause. You got to chill. That's not even a pause on some gay shit. It's a pause, relax. I don't think you need a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And Kid Vicious behind him and shit, and they're threatening Benzino or whatever. And that's just pretty crazy. But at least he's talking shit. Yeah. And you watch this Busy Bone video, I watched it for 5 minutes, and he literally is just sitting there silent, playing with a musket and swinging it around his neck and like they said on Joe Budden podcast, I thought they were over exaggerating, being funny. Yeah. And I watched it, I'm like, no, it's legit what he's doing.
Wow.
It was when I watched that video is when I decided I'm not digging into this and finding the best clips of all these videos and making compilation because
that is crazy. Yeah.
It's silly to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And to me, what Busy's doing is he's exercising his amendment, in my opinion. He's I have this. I bet you it's a legal gun. And I bet you it's basically come see me. Step foot on my property without permission, and I'll do something.
Yeah,
which cool, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm I don't really care if the Migos think they're the best of all time.
No, it's cool. Let them think it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at Bone Thugs for opposing it.
Yeah,
but to be honest, Busy, if you're gonna hop in it. Then don't leave Lazy on the front lines by himself. No disrespect to Lazy, because Lazy is one of the doper bones. I think it's Crazy, Busy than Lazy, probably, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But don't leave him on the front lines by himself to make Let Me Go Migo. Just the name alone is whack. It sounds like you've already lost the beef.
Yeah.
With a name like that. It should be
It was whack. It was really whack.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm a big Bone. Yeah,
I love Bone Thugs.
We said that.
So to me, it's I don't know. I'm not mad at them at jumping in the young boys' game and playing social media the way they are.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it is right now. Cool. If you're gonna play the youngins at their own game, cool. But if you're not gonna do it better,
Yeah.
well, then you leave yourself up for ridicule, unfortunately.
Exactly.
And you know, it's like I always bring it to this example, which I know you're not a huge Masta Ace fan, like myself, but there was a moment in Masta Ace's career after he dropped some pretty legendary material like Disposable Arts and you know, Masta Inc. Incorporated and shit. And a dude named Boogeyman called him out and he went and battled him. And Ace wasn't really prepared because he was on like his horse, you know, like I'm a god MC.
Yeah.
And Boogeyman smokes him in the battle. And as a hip hop fan, it's like watching Cannabis pull out the notebook. It's like it's one of those moments, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god,
That
like,
hurt.
how'd this happen?
That hurt.
And that's kind of like what this is like right now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like I love you, Bone Thugs, but like you gotta.
Yeah, that Lazy Bone diss track was like Cannabis pull out the notebook. It was bad.
It was like when Cannabis made the Stand song.
Yeah.
Like Cannabis, you made out of all the artists LL diss in his whole career, you made the best diss songs against them. Rip the Jacker and Second Round Knockout.
Yeah.
But anyone you've ever dissed ever since then?
Yeah, it hasn't. Yeah.
No. And it's like, how can you be that good and not make a good diss?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to Everlast. I love Everlast. But Everlast tore a hole in Eminem's ass better than Cannabis did. You know what I mean? And like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of the same thing going on right now with Bone Thugs. I'm like, you know, to me, I just see a further divide between the new school and the old school. I think all this shit's silly because it's really ridiculous because all these young guys are talking and acting like they're not going to get old. But they're calling dudes who are 30 years old. Like Tory Lanez when he was beefing with Royce, like, you old man. It's like, yo, dude, you're literally going to be 30 in like 2 years. Yeah. And I love Tory, don't get me wrong. But it's like, you guys are walking a thin line of what, like.
To be fair, like when I was like 21, I thought 30 was old too.
I didn't really like when I grew up. I thought the older people I hung out with, the cooler I was, because I felt like I connected with someone who understood life better than me, and I was like, like when I was coming up, hanging out with people older than you was cool, and now I feel like it's corny. I just don't understand that, and that's why. And like people blame the older generation for not dropping jewels, like the OGs aren't doing their job. But I blame it on the young generation too. Yeah. Because if you look at like hanging out with a dude who's a little older than you is corny, well then you're separating yourself from learning from an OG.
Exactly.
So it goes both ways, right?
It does.
And I think Royce handled it perfectly when
for sure.
Like Tory went at him initially. He's like,
Royce handled that like the best.
It's like, I'm gonna let it slide, like chill.
The best you can handle it.
And then like Tory said some shit like suck my dick or like some like crazy shit. And Royce is like, all right, remember, you said it, not me.
Yeah.
And then within a day or two, Tory's like, yo, we talked it out, whatever. Yeah, and his fan base was like, oh, you soft, because they're all like clout chasing, you know, young, right? Yeah. But the thing is, you guys are all pushing this narrative too. Like Tory went on for 2 or 3 days talking about like, yo, you guys think it's whack. Like you say it's whack when like I do this, but then you say it's whack when I try to make peace. But it's like, but you're helping push that narrative by the way you're acting.
These guys got to realize that like you can't please everybody and don't go off everything off social media.
Well, no, the thing is too, what I think a lot of these guys don't realize is because, you know, like Pete Rock might go at, who'd Pete Rock diss? Was it Lil Yachty or something? Or
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right? And like, you know, different things like this happen. And there's already a divide, but then the young guys think like, yo, fuck the old guys, fuck that shit. And instead of even like caring about their history, they just say, fuck it. Yo, you're like, and then it goes vice versa.
But then Pete Rock did a whole project with Smoke DZA, which is like a younger guy.
Yeah, but he's dope. Like he fits that pocket.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean? So that's different. Yeah. Like,
that was a dope project too. Don't Smoke Rock. That was a dope project.
I didn't actually peep it.
That was a really dope project.
I could see it being dope. But like basically at the end of the day, it's like both generations play a position in what's happening in the divide. And the thing is, at the end of the day, There's no reason to be a divide because realistically, like the young dudes, they got to understand that they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these dudes before them. And even like Amigos, it's like, yeah, like maybe you don't listen to Bone Thug music, but the people who open the gates for you, like along the line, like these doors were opened for you because of certain people, right? And I feel like hip hop is the only genre of music where we don't really celebrate that. Like in like rock music, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure Chad Kroeger of Nickelback has no problem being like, you know, I love fucking whoever of whatever bit. You know what I mean? Like it's like hip hop's the only genre where it's like you look at people like they're corny for I don't know.
Okay, I want to move on. I want to ask like a very important question.
All right.
Okay. If you get these two people to play a game of Monopoly, who wins? Puffy or Jay-Z? In a game of Monopoly.
Mm-hmm. Like the actual board game.
The actual board game.
You know what? I bet you Puffy wins.
Okay.
And I'll explain myself after you give your answer.
Yeah, I want to think about this. You know what? I agree. Do you want me to tell, like, we can go...
I'll tell you why first, because since you asked me first.
Okay.
The reason why, in my opinion, Puffy wins the game is because he's less eager. Puffy and Jay-Z have reached similar levels of success.
Yeah.
Puffy's been the behind-the-scenes guy. Yeah, he's put out a couple albums, but he's made his success off being the businessman since the early 90s. Jay-Z came in with two partners, really started to flourish as a businessman once they sold Rockefeller.
Okay.
So though he's been playing good catch-up, he's more eager, in my opinion. As to where Diddy, I think maybe...
You might have explained it perfectly. I don't think I got even guys say anything.
I think Diddy knows how to sit back and take a little bit more time with his investment.
I'm agreeing with you.
And sit there and watch the board and be like, okay, that's cool. Like, you're eager to pass go. But I own Park Place. I own, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think at a game of Monopoly, I think Puffy would win. Now, I'm not saying this has anything to do with the two of them in business in the real world, but just judging off their business,
I'm just saying the two of them sit down and play a game of Monopoly.
I think Hoves would be a little more eager.
Okay.
To take over the board a little quicker than Puffy. I think Puffy would be like, all right, cool.
I don't even guys say anything because I agree with you. I agree with the statement you just made.
I think that's how it's going to go.
Okay. So, in a game of Pogs, who would win, Angela or Laura Styles?
In a game of Pogs?
Yeah.
I think Angela Yee's winning a game of Pogs. She ready to slam. Like I know she got image to uphold, but I know Angela Yee down to get down.
Damn, man, I was gonna pick Angela.
I know Laura Styles, like, you know, in the right situation, she's down to get down, but you know, I think she's more apprehensive, like she's more like, you know. Like I think Yee's just gonna slam, you know what I mean?
I almost see like I bet you like Angela played Pogs in I'm not like I can almost see it. I can almost see it. Like, damn, I gotta agree on that one too. Like, you know, but we don't always gotta disagree. But
all right.
But yeah, I agree on that one too.
All right. So what's up then? Okay,
so I want to tell you my top 5 video games of all time.
All right.
Okay. We got Mario Kart.
For which system? That's important.
I'm going to say...
if we're talking 64, I could put that in there.
I'm going to say 64.
All right. I agree.
Okay. We're going to keep on 64. Another game for 64.
Word.
GoldenEye.
Once again, I agree.
Okay.
So now we're doing top 3 because we both agree on those 2.
Okay. I'm going to go back to original Nintendo. I'm going to go Super Mario 3.
I don't disagree. That's my favorite regular Nintendo game.
Okay.
So now we got 2.
I'm going to go to... the next 2 are a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2.
All right, this is where we're probably going to disagree. Hit me with it.
Okay. I got San Andreas.
Fire.
And Tony Hawk.
Which Tony Hawk?
Ooh. I'm going to go 1.
Okay. Now I have to recalibrate what you said.
Okay.
So Mario Kart 64.
Mario Kart 64.
007.
Yeah. GoldenEye. Mario 3. San Andreas. And Tony Hawk 1.
Well, I feel like...
Can you put another game in there that would break into that top 5 and take somebody out?
Well, yeah, I feel like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Sega
That's a good competitor.
Deserves a respectable place in the top 5.
Hold on,
I feel like Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo deserves a respectable place in the top 5. And
see,
as much as I agree with Super Mario 3 for regular Nintendo, with Super Mario World for SNES better. I think it's a better game. And then Tony Hawk, I'd give it to Tony Hawk 2 over Tony Hawk 1. And that's playable for GameCube. Pretty sure it's playable for GameCube, 64, PlayStation, and PlayStation 2. Because I don't disagree. Because the Tony Hawk games, that's the next level of innovation. See, that's the problem with Sonic. Sonic and Mario are so close. Same with Donkey Kong.
Sonic. What did you say? Sonic. What did you say? Sonic 2.
Yes, Sonic 2. Sonic 2, Donkey Kong Country 1 for SNES. And
I ain't gonna deny Donkey Kong was a great game. It doesn't beat the other games that we mentioned. It is a great game.
You know what? This is my top 5.
Okay, that's your top 5.
It's GoldenEye 100% because I feel like GoldenEye is kind of the precursor to. If we really want to take it back, we could say Duke Nukem is the precursor to even GoldenEye.
On the computer?
Yeah, but you had it for the game systems too.
Was it?
I
remember on the computer, but
I'm pretty sure there's an N64 version. I'm pretty sure there's a PlayStation version.
Okay.
But GoldenEye took Duke Nukem to a next level. So I have to give it to GoldenEye. So you got GoldenEye with me. And that's why I'm not even going to go with Grand Theft Auto because, in my opinion, honestly, Grand Theft Auto built on 007. Because if you played the old Grand Theft Auto games, it was a street view with mad pixels and you were just driving a car. Like, it wasn't the game that it was.
Well, that's why I'm saying San Andreas,
took
that whole...
It revolutionized the idea.
Yeah.
But that's 007 that planted that seed. And realistically, Duke Nukem. But you know what? I think 007 was a more user-friendly, better way to play a game like Duke Nukem.
Okay.
So I'll give you 007.
We agree on GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye. I might have to take Mario Kart out of that list. As much as I hate to, because I love that game, I might have to because.
What is replacing it?
Well, firstly, I've never been huge on sport video games, but if we're gonna talk about video games, how are you gonna sleep on NBA Jam?
Shit, I didn't even think about.
Like, I'm not even big on sport video games, but that game was fire, and once again, a precursor to a lot.
NBA Streets.
You don't have NBA Streets. You don't have Def Jam Vendetta. You don't have none of this shit without NBA Jam and Mortal Kombat as well, too.
Ooh.
What about Rampage? What about Street Fighter?
Hold on, I was going to say, okay.
What about Shinobi?
Okay, Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat.
I give it to Mortal Kombat.
I do, too.
I give it to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I do, too.
Like, and this is why it's so hard, because there's better versions of everything. But if we're going to go top 5 of all time, like, I feel like I really got to set what's important in place. So, to me,
I almost forgot about Mortal Kombat. That might be a fucking. That might take out Mario Kart to me, actually.
You know what? When we put in that respect, I might give it to Mario 3 for regular Nintendo, because that's the precursor for Donkey Kong Country to become what it is. Okay. That's the precursor for Super Mario World to become what it is. So Super Mario 3 is that first real grid map view video game of what do they call it? RPM or
I don't remember.
Or role play, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That type of video game where you have a map and you hit destinations. So I'm going to give it to Super Mario 3 for that reason, because I think Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country are 2 of the best video games of all time, but I only have 5 to pick from. So we're giving it Super Mario 3 for regular Nintendo for being the precursor to those.
Okay, so you had Tony Hawk 2. You still consider Tony Hawk in the top 5?
Tony Hawk 2, I'm putting in the top 5 still, because Tony Hawk 1 was fire, but Tony Hawk 2
we both have a Tony Hawk in there.
Was more innovative. And it's the same ideology. And I don't really think anything did Tony Hawk before Tony Hawk did. Like, that was a new thing.
For me, okay, I changed my Mario Kart and I put in Mortal Kombat. But I still keep San Andreas to me.
Okay, so I'm going Super Mario 3.
Yeah.
Because of, and even like Sonic. Sonic kind of lags off of the.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sonic
was a great game too.
But Sonic doesn't do the map play. It plays off the regular Mario.
Yeah.
So you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even know if I can give it to Mario 3 as much as that innovates the games that I love. I think I got to give it to Mario 1 for regular Nintendo, because that births Sonic, that births Mario 3, which births in hand some of the best map games.
Yeah.
Even the Zeldas and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to give it to Mario 1 for regular Nintendo. I have to give it to Tony Hawk 2 for Super Nintendo or PlayStation.
That was PlayStation, yeah.
I think Mortal Kombat, because that sets the precursor of real good fighter games. Like, you had Michael Tyson knockout and shit, but that shit was corny. Like, like Mortal Kombat really set a precedent for like a good fighting game.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat, Super Mario 1, Tony Hawk 2, GoldenEye 007. Because though you had Duke Nukems and stuff before it, it really set the precursor. Like, you don't get your Medal of Honors and all this other shit people are playing since, like Gears of War, whatever it's called, any of that shit. Like, that's all birthed from 007.
And Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, all that. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. So all that's birthed. Even when Grand Theft Auto reinvented itself, that's birthed after that format. It's a different format, but it's birthed after that format. So I can't even put Grand Theft Auto on the list, because I remember when Grand Theft Auto was a little pixelated game where you're driving a car through streets that were just blocks from a bird's eye view. So I'm giving it to 007, Mario 1 for regular Nintendo, Mortal Kombat, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, the 5th is a hard one. Yeah, I might give it to Mario Kart for the 5th. There were racing games before it, but Mario Kart was really the hot racing game.
Okay. All right.
64.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
All right. So, yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing was kind of dope too, but it didn't. It wasn't the same. And Mario parties are cool.
Yeah.
I really love Paper Marios, but once again, those all follow that same format. You know, Zelda's, all that stuff. So.
All right. So, yeah.
I have to give it to that. Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of a good question. That was like kind of deep.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
And a lot of kids, like anyone like younger than
Yeah.
our age, are probably like, what y'all talking about? Like this and this and this are the hottest games, but they didn't see where it built from.
Yeah. Okay. So,
have you ever played the original Donkey Kong for
Yeah.
Atari? Where it's like the
No, it
girl,
wasn't on
it's like
Atari.
snakes and ladders, and like Donkey Kong is just the gorilla throwing barrels. It's like he's the bad guy, and
Donkey
you're
Kong
trying to
was
be
on
the
that?
good guy climbing up. Like,
I never played that. No.
yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Look that up. Pac-Man.
We're done. Battery dead.
Pac-Man. You mentioned Pac-Man. Pac-Man, yo. This is off video, but Pac-Man's got it over Mario Kart.